Hello, and thank you for joining our session today. Today, we will talk about the Extension Solution Showcase with project planning and project controlling. Extension is part of the Signup software family. Signup has offices throughout North America. We've been in business for over 25 years. Our product portfolio includes ExFlow for the Office of the CFO and Extension for the Office of the COO. And most recently, we added Dynamic Web to the Signup family. We have over 200 employees with over 3,500 customers, and we have over 150 partners with installations in over 65 countries. This is our solution portfolio, and just like a puzzle, all these products work best when coupled together. Today, we will focus on how our extension products help with three key areas. Management by exception. Filter specific data so you can focus on what matters. Provide actionable insights, allowing your organization to be proactive and reduce uncertainty. And collaborate without boundaries. That means real-time data allows everyone access to information when they need it. Today, I will be showcasing two of our extension products, as I said, project management and project controlling. In order to accomplish this, I will assume two different personas as I go. First, as a project manager, and second, as a project controller. With extension project management, the project manager will no longer have a need for siloed solutions, such as Excel spreadsheets or even Microsoft Project. Your organization can plan and orchestrate any type of project from fixed price, time and material, or even internal projects from a single view directly within D365. This includes multiple projects and sub-projects and even intercompany projects. Real-time insights from procurement, logistics, and human resources means earlier identification of profitability threats and chances for improvement. The Project Activity app allows people in the field to communicate and get updates to all project-related activity. Project controlling. With extension project controlling, the project controller can discontinue fumbling with external spreadsheets. We have earned value management analysis and reporting inside Microsoft D365 for the most complete and up-to-date snapshot of your projects at any stage. You can enrich project budgets with production costs, measure profit margin by category. We built our solution using Project Management Institute standards and terminology, so it comes equipped with the logic and vocabulary already in use. Now, I want to explain a little bit about terminology that I'll refer to today. So the work breakdown structure, or the WBS, is the tasks, and that's managed by the project manager. And from that, we can create work breakdown structure templates, partial templates, or full templates, and reuse those. Now, the cost breakdown structure, we introduced this with project controlling, and the cost breakdown structure, or CBS, is used by the project controller. It has the budget and costs, and we also can create templates from this. Again, partial templates for just part of the project or complete templates that can be reused. Now, I have sat in meeting rooms with several manufacturing organizations discussing this for hours, even days, believe it or not. From pump makers to filter manufacturers and even large water park water slide fabricators. They all have the desire to make their processes repeatable and create efficiencies. These templates and our products will help you do that. So let's dive in and see it in action. All right. Here's my environment. And for this environment, again, the first persona I will put on will be for the project manager. So I'm going to scroll down to the project management and accounting module, select that, go into the standard all projects. And here I have all of the projects. I can select many, even intercompany if I need to. For this particular example, I'm going to select one that I'm currently working with for a conveyor. Now you can see here at the top, we have new menu options, planning for project and cost control. First off, the project manager, planning for project. I want to see the task planning first for this particular project. And again, I could do this for multiples, but for this instance, I will show you one project and show you the tasks associated with this project. So here are all the tasks. Now from here, I can zoom in with my mouse, roll the mouse and zoom in, or I can also do this option and zoom in here and see the tasks more closely. If I hover over a particular task, I can see the hover info box. If I highlight that particular task, I then get the related information in the right-hand navigation that gives me even more information for this particular task. I'm going to zoom back out. Management by exception. I have the ability to do filters. And these filters I can manage by exception. I could check on the material status, filter by the material status, project if I selected multiple projects, the roles, progress, milestones, CBS codes, etc. So I have lots of ability to filter and select and narrow my criteria for what I need to look at. Also, here in the options, I have chart preferences. I can change my time fence. I can show item tracking or not, and make some other adjustments to my preferences if need be. Now for this particular project, you can see this is version 27. So there's been a bunch of versions to this particular project task. I can look at those versions by retrieving version and see all the information there. I could look at one of them if I need be, but there are all the versions available to me. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to edit this. I can give it a name. Since we're on 27, I'll call it data change 28. And then I can go to bulk edit for this particular project. And now here we're presented with the work breakdown structure. Now, Standard Dynamics has this concept of work breakdown structure. We take it at Axtension and enhance it, the functionality even further. Again, with the templating option, as well as a predecessor and successor list. But here you see the work breakdown structure, the category, the effort in hours, the duration, the number of resources, if it is a milestone, and then again, the predecessors and successors. I'm going to back out of this. I am still in the draft for this version. I can make changes directly to this project now that I am in the draft version. Let's say, hey, this contract sign needs to be moved, pushed a week. Now, by changing this, it also changes all of the underneath tasks with it and moves it directly. If I like that, I can publish that change and then move forward and continue with my project management. For now, I will simply discard that draft. Again, this is project management task planning. The next thing inside of project management I'd like to show you is resource planning. Again, from the planning for projects menu, resource planning for the same project, our conveyor. Scroll over, and here are my resources. Similar ability, I can view, I can zoom in and see these resources as they are assigned. Now, I can also hover and get the hover information window on each of these resources and tasks. If I select them, just like in the task planning, I can see information over here on this side in the related information pane. I do, as I said, I can zoom in, zoom out. I also have the ability to filter here and further manage by exception by the resources, look at it by project, role, particularly progress, the staffing status, and even the competencies. And I can change my preferences just as I could in task planning, my time fence, and even change my master plan here if I need to. Now, one other thing I can look at is the histogram for these resources based on the tasks. I can see I have a challenge here, so we can look at that a little bit further, and maybe we'll see that a little bit further in capacity, but clearly based on this and probably another project, Eduardo has a capacity issue that I could address. All right. I could also move this particular task if I needed to, or move another task if it was associated with it. The histogram is very helpful in a capacity snapshot version. Now, I'll back out of here, and let's look at the capacity overview screen. Now, this screen's a little bit different. It's going to give you a block view based on week and the resources that we just looked at. So again, by week, and then by resource. Now, some notes on this. Light green, under 100%. Pink, from 100 to 110%. And then red, over 110% capacity. That's what these all stand for. I can, again, just turn on the project team capacity. And you see here, I really don't have an issue except maybe for the project manager, but for sure, Eduardo has other projects that I could bring in and look at his resources specifically if I need to. Not this project, but he's at 60 here, so I can see that. Now, I do have the ability to display level by group and resource, by group only, or by resource only. I also have the ability to filter my resources, show all of them, or just those that are overloaded. Awesome. Now, my zoom here is a little different. I'm zooming based on days, basically. Up to a quarter, monthly, weekly, I am at the week view, all the way down to an hourly view of this capacity. So a slightly different way to zoom, but here for capacity, that makes the most sense. And then again, I can change my preferences, my time fence, as well as my master plan. All embedded in D365, very helpful for the project manager. Again, no need for spreadsheets or anything external. Like Microsoft Project, everything's embedded directly in Microsoft Dynamics 365, and you're using all of the data that exists in D365. Very important. Okay, that is extension project management. Now I'm going to take off my project manager hat. I'm going to put on my project controlling hat, and I'm going to look at the cost control budget for this particular project. So I open up the cost control budget, and right away I see here, similar to the work breakdown structure, we have the cost breakdown structure. Now, as a point, the cost breakdown structure is for budget and costs, and it does not, and most likely will not, match the work breakdown structure. Separate instance because the goal is separate. Project manager tracking tasks, where this is tracking costs and budget. So these buckets for the cost breakdown structure will be different. Along with that, I can see the category name, the cost group, as well as the description, the number budgeted, my total quantity, my cost pricing, the amount, and of course the project. I can also change this view to a budget period split view. Same structure. What I get over here is weekly breakouts of my cost budget. Can be very helpful, a different way to look at it. Awesome. Now, let's say we want to take progress and estimate data sets or snapshots of where we currently are with the project. We don't need to wait till the project ends. We can come here to progress and estimate, still under the cost control menu item, and look at the data sets. I can create a new one if I need to. This one was recent, so I'm going to open this most recent data set. And again, this is a snapshot of how the project is currently performing. Again, we're following the work breakdown structure. We have the ability to show all lines, ones at cost control budget or that are not non-cost control budget, as well as finish lines, yes or no, and zero lines, yes or no. So again, if I scroll over here, and remembering that we do use the Project Management Institute terminology, we refer to it here, the concepts. So as we go, you'll see those referred to in the terminology above column headings. I see my amount budgeted, my planned costs, my actual planned, my actual costs, my hard committed, my actual cost plus my hard committed costs, my earned value to date, my percentage of completion, my CPI, which is earned value over actual costs plus hard committed costs, again, a PMI term, SPI, the earned value over the planned costs, my estimate to complete value, soft committed costs, non-committed, and then my EAC value, estimate at completion value, and an estimated variance here. Again, a snapshot gives you a real good idea of where you stand with the project, how things are going, and the need, if you need to, make changes. Now, we can make changes and adjustments to this particular project budget, and we can come here to the adjustment request area, directly still under the cost control. And for this particular one, probably more adjustments, because this is the area that I use quite often for demonstrations, but I will look at one of these adjustments. And the great thing about adjustments is they can be workflow. This one's already gone through workflow. It's been approved. And we can see based on what's the effect on the planning and organization that there is truly a difference for project management here of 10,000. Again, this is approved. It was run through a workflow. You control the workflow, the approvers you want using the basic workflow engine within D365. And then that budget will be, the adjustments will be approved and move forward. All right. And the last thing I'd like to show you from a cross control and project controlling standpoint is the overview. Just some KPIs. Here we look at the S-curve earned value analysis. You can look at it in different ways. I think I like this one the best, actually, pictorially. And of course, we do have Power BI options for both project management as well as project controlling. And then further, that Power BI can be modified. We give you reports out of the box, and then it can be modified using Power BI. We also provide, as mentioned in the preview or the introduction, a project activity app. So mobilely, your users can communicate and see the status of projects. All right, with that, in a short amount of time, I've given you a chance to see project management and project controlling whet your appetite. If you're interested and you want more information, we'd be happy to help you. And I think now we have some time for questions. So I will close this down. I'll bring this up. And just as a reminder, these are what we covered. And these are really our goals: management by exception, actionable insights, and collaborate without boundaries. Now, any questions?
Looks like you did a great job, Dave, because I don't see any questions in the Q&A. Oh, there's one coming up here. How does this work with project operations?
Project operations is in CE. So there are Dataverse connections to project operations, but generally what we're seeing is D365 F&O SCM here.
There are some more questions rolling in. Is there any functionality between the project management and cost control that are definitive dependencies?
Definitive dependencies. It works right out of, so I think based on your, I might need a little bit more information, but I'll answer based on what I believe is the question. There are no true dependencies except setting up your projects and making sure your projects work. So all of what basically when we install it, it works out of the box, and we use all of the information that's currently within your project. Hopefully that answered your question. If not, feel free to elaborate further.
Yeah, there was some elaboration on the question here, so I'll read that aloud. If you set something up on one side, do you need to set up something on the other? Does that give you more
No,
clarity?
you don't. You don't, because again, we're directly embedded within the project management module. So what you set up on the project management side, it carries over, and we see it within the project management and controlling. There are parameters, minimal parameters, for both project management and project controlling. It controls things such as what information displays on that hover info, what's the color coding, how can I define my S-curve analysis. There are distributions. It's not always just even. I can distribute via S-curve, via bell curve. Those are the only parameters, but no, there isn't exclusive dependencies.
I saw a thumbs up flowing through the
Awesome
screen, so I think that answered the question. Thanks, Dave. See if any other questions will roll in. There's one more. Project operations for stock/production scenario is what this works with by default, just clarifying due to Microsoft documentation purposes.
It works with the project management and accounting module. All projects within the project management and accounting module, just as I showed here. Directly within this module, project management and accounting, and then all projects directly from the module itself. Hopefully that helps to clarify it.
Thank you, Dave. See if some more questions will roll in. There's one more. I heard Microsoft is doing away with the project management account and replacing with project and operations module. Is this complying with Microsoft's direction?
That's interesting. I haven't heard that. So if indeed that's the case, That's not information I have. Again, they are two project operations and project management are two different solutions. They have put a lot of effort. Microsoft has put a lot of effort into project management and accounting. I would be surprised if that was slotted to go away.
But we'll make sure to look into that.
Absolutely.
See if there will be one more question before we give everybody back some time today. I think this might be it, Dave.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the time. And hopefully you're interested in Axtension and our products. And please check out our other sign-up products as well. All right. Thank you.